Hey guys, welcome to another daily refresh. I'm glad that you're here, giving your body a little movement break. All you need is a mat to be more comfortable. You can even use a small pillow because we're gonna kneel for 3-4 exercises. And of course, if you need something to drink, feel free to drink a few sips in between. We will start on the mat in the half kneeling position. So we're gonna stretch the hip flexor here. And the first thing you do is you're gonna tilt your pelvis back and forth and find your middle. Okay, so arching, overarching here, rounding, find your middle and keep that. And now you're gonna shift your hips forward, keeping that neutral back. Okay, so here. And you should feel a stretch here on the back side of your, or on the front side of your back leg. And then you bend over diagonally over that front leg and reach for the heel. And then you shift back and go into the stretch again. Shift forward your hips, rotate over the front leg, over the bent leg in the front, and come back. Okay, so I'll show you from the front. It's here, shifting forward and reaching to whatever side is in the front. And we are not doing that just for the sake of doing it. You should feel an increased stretch between here, holding just the front position, and actually reaching, getting long here with the top hand and low with the bottom hand. Should feel an increased stretch. One more. Then we have 5. Good. And switch legs. First things first again, tilting your pelvis. So going into both extremes, finding that middle. This should be active here, the glute. And then again, shifting forward. Everything stays neutral. Reaching over the other side now. Get along. Shift your hips back. Shift your hips forward. Stay tall and reach. And feel that increased stretch. This is even more important if you're sitting a lot, just to remind the body, the brain, that the hip needs to extend as well, not just being in a flexed position. One more. Good. Now, if it's getting uncomfortable for you, take a quick break and get a pillow for the bottom knee. So now you kick one leg out, so it's here. You can have it straight, or I like it slightly bent, and we're gonna stretch the hamstring here. So all you're gonna do is, we don't want to lean forward. Don't think about leaning forward and rounding the back. It's gonna be a smaller movement. Push your hips back, like in a Romanian deadlift or in a kettlebell swing. Hips back, come forward. This angle is not changing. Hips back, push your hips back. You should feel it here on the downside of the front leg. And back again. Push your hips back. Keep your chest out. Same thing, the low back neutral. One more time. Hips back. And switch legs. Leg in front of you. And same thing. Push your hips back. The base stays neutral here. You can also alternate the foot position, rotating in and out, stretching or getting some tension in different directions of the hamstring, of the back side of the thigh. Good. And now, the last one in the half kneeling position. We're gonna start like we did before here, but then you put the leg out. Just go as far as possible where you can actually track your knees and toes in one line. We don't want to let the knee cave in here, okay? So you actually need that hip mobility. So if the leg is out here, all you're gonna do is shift your weight forward, and you can actually put pressure on that knee So you might work on your ankle mobility, you might feel it here, and also in your groin, opening up that hip, since we are not in one line, and then you come back. So you see that angle, guys? My thigh is pointing to you, to the camera, my knees pointing there, and I'm shifting to the bent leg side, and come back. And remember, feel free to put on some weight, working on the ankle, working on the groin. You might feel it in both or in just one of them. One more. And switch legs. Leg out. Take a look at your knee. The knee is pointing towards or following your toes. And shift your weight. And come back. Just remember to keep the heel glued into the ground. If it lifts, we're not working on the dorsiflexion, on the ankle mobility that much. Two more, guys, here. Shift, but stay tall. And the last one. Push your hips forward and relax. Very good. Now, the last one in the kneeling position. From the quadruped, you're gonna push your hips back, so we're here, and then you take one hand at your ear and rotate as far as possible. Open up, come back. Breathe out and reach. Here you can take a breath in and come back. Breathe out and reach. The hips should not move side to side, so when you take a look here from the front, we don't want to shift or rotate and shift our hips to the same side. Hips not moving. Try to isolate your upper body. Same thing. One more here. And switch sides. Quadruped position. Hips back. Hand towards your ear. Working with the breathing again. Breathe out. And open up, hold. Try to increase your range of motion from rep 1 to 1.5. Even if it's just 1 degree more rotation, we want to finish here slightly better than we started. 1% after every training, every day can add up. And relax, guys. Now, the last one on the ground. You all know this one. It's the shin box. Shoulder width, go wide enough so that the knee is not landing on the foot. And then the feet stay in exactly the same spot. You swing your legs over to one side. And then you bend over to the front leg side. But same thing. We don't want to round. We want to push the navel, the hips forward. Then we need less range of motion to have the same or an even better stretch. Then you come back, swing your legs to the other side, bend over the front leg. Your navel should follow this knee. Hiding underneath the table here. Good. And now we're gonna switch back and forth, go into your own flow, and you can do both things without the hands as well. Transition, and bending over. Transition, bending over. Of course, you can also play with the weight distribution, just keeping 5 or 10 kilos instead of the whole body weight on the ground, just to support your body enough that it feels comfortable. One more on each side, guys. We started on that side. One more. Then we have 3 to 4 on each side. Bend over. Good. And now we're gonna add something a little bit more active. Make sure your knees are well cushioned here. If you're hitting the floor, first do one side 5 times and then the other one. Then you don't have to alternate with me. Same thing. We swing the legs on one side, and then with or without the hands, you're gonna push your hips forward Really squeeze here on the backside, drive hips forward, slowly sit back, and if you can, rotate and switch sides. If spacing is a limiting factor, you can do the same side as well. Then you do just the shin box, one and return, and then you do the same side. Push hips forward, squeeze, slowly down and controlled. If you feel that you're bumping down with your hips, then support with your hands. Control your range of motion. Nice. And again, one on each side. Push your hips forward, squeeze, drive your belt buckle forward. And the last one here. Squeeze. And slowly down. All right, let's stand up for a few more exercises, focusing on the hips, a little bit on the shoulders. So the first one is a knee hug. You're gonna stand tall, and then you're gonna lunge diagonally back. Your hips, imagine there are flashlights on your hips, still pointing forward, where your toes are pointing, and then you lunge down. Come up, stay on the same leg. Try to balance it out. Knee hug, stand tall, drop lunge. Knee hug, stand tall, and when you're standing, we don't want to be here, drive the heel into the ground. One straight line from head to heel. Two more. Drop lunge, come up, push the ground away, stand tall, and the last one. And relax, we're gonna switch legs. You know what to focus on? One straight line from head to heel here. Stepping back and to the side. Full weight here. Come back up. Big footprint into the ground with the front leg. Strong push. Nice. Toes up here as well on the knee hug. Two more. Push. And the last one. And push. Good job. Shake your legs off. Now go into your squat stance. Somewhere between hip and shoulder width apart. And then you're going to reach for your toes. You can follow along already. Grab your toes. Go into the deep squat position. The deepest you can, but without being lazy. We don't want to hang out here. Still active. And then you block one knee here and rotate with your upper body. Look at your hand. Block the other knee, look at the other hand. And then you grab both of your toes again. Shoot your hips up. Take a moment here and sink your hips down again. That's our movement. Block that knee, rotate. Reach as far as possible. You should feel it in your back as well. Other hand. Grab your toes. Hips up. One more here, guys. Hips down. Lock your knee. Open up. Switch arms. And hips up. And stand tall again. Good. Now, into your squat stance again. You can start a little bit wider and adjust the stance as we go if you need to. You're going to reach with your right arm towards your left ankle with your chest out. And then you push and push across the body to the other side. Reach and reach. Getting some rotation in the whole body and push. Get really long and you see me coming up on my toes, really pushing as if I want to throw a medicine ball or like a shot putter. Here. Two more here. And push, get long. Reach and get long. Let's switch legs. 8 reps on the other side. Reach. It's like a deadlift or like a squat pushing the hips back and diagonally. Let's go. Up on your toes. Chest out at the bottom as well. Push. 4 more. Reach and push. Reach and push. Last one. And relax. Good job. Now we do the hand walk. To get some length into the back side, at the same time, getting some tension on the front side. You're gonna walk down, reach for the toes, go as far as possible, where you still can keep your back neutral without overarching, and then you come back and push yourself into the down-facing dog of yoga. Bring the chest towards the feet. We reach with the right hand towards the left ankle. Put the hand back, switch arms and legs, come back and crawl all the way back towards your feet. 3 more reps on your own, guys. Let's go. Reach down, crawl forward. Try to keep your hands and your feet both on the mat or both off the mat so that it's not sliding. And from this opened hand walk position, down dog, hold on here, reach, reach, and slowly crawl back. 2 more. Can keep your hands on the ground, reach. You should be able to take a breath in here. We don't want to hold the breath too hard. Hips up, reach, reach. Keeping your hands down for the last rep. I can feel an improved mobility now from repetition 1 compared to this one. Hopefully you can feel the same. Reach, reach, and slowly come up and relax. Good job, guys. And as always, we do some shaking off, so work with your breathing. We do just like mini calf raises. Doesn't have to be hard. Try to be soft. If you don't have neighbors, you can push your heels into the ground a little bit and just shake off. Work with your breathing. Breathe in and let your body relax. 2 more. And shake off your arms and legs. Rehydrate with a few little zips. Hopefully you had a nice lunch. Maybe you're gonna have a second lunch, a quick snack. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.